Hi, welcome to Festool TV UK. My name's Phil and this will be a presentation on how to sand solid surface using Festool machines. So for this example we're going to be using the Festool sander, the RO150. The reason behind this is that we have two sanding modes. We have a fine sanding mode and a gear driven sanding mode. Gear driven will permit fast, even removal of all the surface material that we require. We can then easily switch over with the green button, and we can do also fine sanding. This allows quick, easy, fast removal rate and also makes the job easy and simple. The RO150 with the sanding modes. So we have a fine sanding, no gear driven on this in this position, which permits a fine even pattern across the surface. With the flick of the green button, we move it to the right hand side, we then have gear driven. This enforces the disc around, forces the pad around, enabling quick removal rate of the material to be sanded. And as long as we follow an even pattern across our surface, it means that we achieve a high quality finish. However, we can also adapt the machine to the requirements that we need. Green button on the side, we just need to press it in, and we then are able to change the pads. So I could also fit the grey pad. This is a super soft, which is very, very soft. It means that for shaped and cambered surfaces, I can sand easily and efficiently because this will follow the patterns that I needed to use. For sanding solid surface, we're going to be using the blue pad. This pad's very, very hard. It doesn't flex. And it means also I can keep my sharp edge. It will keep an arris on a piece of timber or a piece of solid surface. To fit the pad, very simple. Keep the green button on the side pushed in, and we just push and twist and the pad is fitted. Simple and easy. Dust extraction is via multi-jet stream, so some of these holes will extract and some will blow. By doing that we're allowing to keep the abrasive cool and we have the extraction system going through to the Festool extractor. So our first stage is to use a high quality abrasive. We're going to use granite. It's a hard abrasive, which means it will cut evenly and efficiently. It also wears over an even surface, allowing solid surface or quarry materials to stay nice and even while we're sanding. So we line up the holes. We then use our extraction and plug it cord. So along the glue line, what we need to do is to concentrate sanding on the glue line. We're going to use a gear driven mode while we do that, and then we can spread our sanding across a wider area. By using this system, it means that our surface will stay even across the whole length. So when it's seen in the light, we keep it nice and flat. So our first stage is to sand in gear driven mode. Variable speed at the back, and we'll keep it on 5 to start with, and if we need to, we can increase it. So, we start with a 120 grit. 120 grit, quick removal rate, we sand the join down nice and even. So between each abrasive that we use, we then need to make sure we work on a clean surface, and then we clean off. We can now move up a grade. We can start to use a 240 grit, and again, straight onto the multi-jet stream pad, using stick fix system, and across. If we were sanding a darker colour, such as a black or a dark blue, what we need to do is to increase the types of the grades of abrasives that we use. The darker the colour, the more sanding that's required to achieve a high quality surface. For this colour, we're going to go up to a 400 grit, and that is adequate for the type of finish that we're going to achieve. So from this grit that I've just used at 240, I can just stay on fine sanding. Because of the action of the sander, I don't need to go back on myself and use a rough sanding mode. So we take this one away, and now we switch to a 400 grit. And again, we work off a clean surface. So now we've got to the stage where the bulk of the sanding has been done and it's now coming up to the finishing. So again, we wipe off. We can take granite abrasive away, and now we move on to 500 grade platin. Platin is a silicon carbide, very, very hard, but it wears evenly, allowing a nice even finish to be achieved. We don't need holes in silicon carbide, we have them, this will extract straight through the foam backing. Now we can sand to a fine finish. So, the stage that we've reached at the moment is a good quality surface, fine sanded, it's even all over. And if we show this up, so the centre part is where it's been sanded, on the sides we have where it hasn't been sanded. It's even all the way along, no gap, no joints to be seen. Okay, so the finish that we've just gone through is a good enough finish for most applications. If we want to increase the quality of our finish, we can take it a stage further. The more sanding you do, the finer the finish that you will achieve. So for this example, we're now going to use 1000 grit platin onto the RO150 Rotex, and we're going to give this a sanding, and then we move on to the stages of polishing. So now, our sanding and preparation is complete. The next stage is to move on to polishing. And for that, we need to change our pad over. And again, push the green button and we twist. And we now move over to the polishing pad. Slightly smaller, and it's to make sure that if you tip over at any time, it means you're not going to damage the surface, so you're fully covered. We're going to use the orange sponge for the polishing. Make sure we centralise it onto the sander, and now we need to make sure that we turn our speed down. We start off on a low speed, so we start on speed setting 1, and then as soon as we have a covering of polish on the surface, we can then increase our speed and we can achieve an efficient polishing process. We'll take the handle off because we don't need that. And we can now switch over to just using a plug-it lead. So we use MPA 5000 polish, and we can just apply this straight onto the sponge, and then again, while we're polishing, we keep it a nice even rhythm, so we're going up to, we're going away and up and down in a cross-shaped pattern. So now the polishing is done, we can then wipe away any excess. And the surface we've achieved is of a high quality, but in simple, easy steps by using a straightforward, easy system to use, using Rotex RO150, dust extraction, and also good quality abrasives to achieve a finish very, very quickly, which is a nice even sheen across the surface. So by using an integrated system to sand corian or mineral materials, you can work cleanly and efficiently within the Festool family. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Phil. We'll see you on the next presentation.